hugging the knees into the chest, massaging the lower back into the floor. And then this is where you may need your belt. So we're going to let the left foot release down, and we're going to just lengthen the right leg. So belt around the widest part of the foot, just beneath the toes, and then pressing the heel into the air. So nice straight leg first, and then come into a vertical position. So feeling this really nice opening around the back. And if you do have sciatica, then do avoid this straight leg. Just soften the knee, because it won't do your sciatica any good. So it can be in this position, but eventually the leg becomes vertical, and then you can, of course, straighten that opposite leg along the ground. All the time, just breathing into the back of that right leg as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, just releasing, just finding a little bit more. But when we come to vertical on this, oh gosh, sorry, that's my bell. Bear with me. Online deliveries, online yoga sessions. We've got the whole lot today. And then from there, let's just release that right ankle onto the left knee. So obviously bending that left leg up into the body so that the left foot is flat on the floor. And just ensuring that the right foot is engaged, so the right toes aren't pointed there. The foot is engaged, so the toes are coming towards that right knee, pressing the right knee away. And then if you wanted to move it on, then you can clasp behind the left thigh. Or if you're particularly flexible, you're feeling this in the back of the hip. And if you're particularly flexible, then you can clasp behind around the left shin. But the further over the left knee comes to the left shoulder, then the more intense you might find this is. And sometimes, depending on some days and some times of day, in the morning this could be a lot tighter than the evening. So in the morning, maybe this is enough. Just the foot on the floor, or this in the morning, whereas in the evening, it might be quite flexible. So it's just worth noticing that. The body does change over time. And then release from there. Giving the whole body stretch out, arms above the head. And just shaking the body at first, and then right side, left side. And then we're going to come on to the other side now. I'm just twisting myself around so you can see me. So we're hugging the left knee this time into the chest, right foot flat on the floor, and then either clasping behind the left thigh with the hands, sort of softly in the shoulders though, softening the shoulders and neck, and quite a bit of loosening up of the shoulders, so we don't want to reintroduce tension into them straight away, or at any point for that matter. So either clasping behind now or using a belt, and then if you wanted to, when you're ready, Then straighten that right leg along the ground. A really nice opening in the back of that left leg. And as always, you're in full control. So if you completely straighten that bottom leg, when it's too much, if you're losing it and it comes away from the vertical, if it starts to bend, then you can always adjust it. You don't have to bring it all the way back. You can just gently just experiment. So, and obviously sciatica, just don't be having a straight leg here. Just maybe it's quite nice just to bring the knee in towards the chest. A couple more breaths here. And then release. And once more, opening up the whole length of the body. And this final move on the back, we're going to keep that left leg straight and then hugging the right knee into the chest. So hugging that right knee into the chest. So feeling which part of the body this affects. So it's always the right side first because we're pressing into the abdomen here. The sort of region of the ascending colon. And then release that leg. And then, so right leg straight and left knee into the chest now. And obviously tuning right into the breath as you do this. Really nice to connect with the body and the breath. And then once more, open the whole body out. And placing the hands sort of palm face down underneath the lower back, and just using the hands and the elbows to help you up. And then just releasing down back into child's pose now. So hopefully you're feeling quite loose across the shoulders, and so this is a great opportunity to really start to work the shoulders here. So the arms are active, so the elbows aren't relaxing down, the wrists are lifted off the ground, the fingers are nicely spread on the ground, and really pressing not externally rotating the shoulders. So as you externally rotate the upper arms, and if you were to do this with the hands free, then the palms would kind of point in towards each other. But because you're in this extended child's pose, keeping the index fingers pressing into the earth. So you're doing this kind of corkscrew movement. And then from there, we're going to come up onto all fours. And then release back into child's pose. Breathing in, really enjoying the breath. And exhale. And just starting to gently engage the lower abdomen and the pelvic floor throughout this. Gives you some stability in that region. And then tucking the toes under as you do this, tucking the toes under and then sitting back down. So it helps to stretch off the backs of the feet and the toes, gets them active. And then next, so flatten the feet now. Next time you come back, bringing that right hand back. And then open. And then coming all the way forward and then back again. So breathing in, open the chest. And exhale. And all the way back down again. And then next time the chest is open, I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to swivel myself round. I'm going to hold it there and then thread that top arm through. So allowing the shoulder to release down into the ground and the head to release down. And then using the left hand, so the lower arm is kind of vertical, and we're going to just use that to adjust this posture if we wanted to. So by pressing that left hand into the ground, we can increase that twist in the spine. If that's too much, then so you're again in full control of this. In control of the body. And if only we could be in control of the mind. Imagine that. Boom. And from there, let's just release on threading that the needle onto all fours and then sitting back into child's pose. Breathing in. And as you exhale, bringing that left hand back this time. And then open. And then back again. And if this is kind of challenging on the shoulder, then just do, maybe placing the fingertips on the shoulder or not moving it as high. I've got a bit of a sort of a rotator cuff thing going on at the moment. I did some accidental acrobatics off my bike the other week. Very dramatic. Just wish it was on camera. But so I'm not chancing too much with my left shoulder at the moment. Flipping heck, I exclaimed. As I somersaulted over the handlebars. Luckily, the ground broke the fall. And then next time the arm is up, so either like this or fully extended. And then threading that through. I'll just whiz round here. And again, just using that right arm this time to press into the ground. And I don't know, it's a shame you couldn't be here because just had a lovely little click It's a nice sort of the lumbar region there. A good click, by the way, not a bad click. I don't think there is a bad click. So I wasn't really doing that much, but obviously my body was just ready to let go of something there. Little buble in the spine. So always in control. And then just one more breath. And then release out of there. And then into this child's pose one more time. Breathing in all the way up. And then as you exhale, you do this cat tilt. So as you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the chin in. As you inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the sitting bones. So just move in and out of that outer burst with the breath. And just remaining inquisitive as to the range of movement. So we're not trying to do anything in a sense. We're not trying to reach some cat tilt perfection. Don't know if there is that, but maybe you'll notice if you engage the pelvic floor and engage the lower abdomen, then there's not as much movement in the lower back. Maybe that's a good thing. It likes to show off at times, the lower back. There's lots of movement there. But encouraging the movement a little bit of in the chest region, the thoracic spine. But the upper back isn't as flexible, really, and it's, you know, the rib cage. It's there to support the rib cage in that region and the heart space. There's not as much movement, but there is a little bit. And then coming to a flat back position, tucking the toes under, and bringing the feet together slightly, toes together, and then keeping the toes tucked under. We're going to just kneel and just little toes playing. This is a really good one of my favourites. They're all my favourites. You can never have a favourite yoga posture. That would be cruel to the others. Interlink the fingers and then breathe. Open. Keeping the tailbone tucked under so not over extending the back, lower back, arms down. That interlink. The fingers the other way. Breathe. And release. Feet flat on the floor, pressing the fingertips into the ground, and just releasing the feet the other way. So you can either actually, you could stay here if that's enough. That's quite strong. Or if you wanted to move it on, it could be here. And then finally, tucking the toes under again, pressing the fingertips into the ground, then coming into this ragdoll forward bend. So ragdoll. And just allowing the shoulders to release. And really I find that the initial part of the session, my shoulders are feeling a lot more loose than they normally would at this stage. That's going to be a good thing. Maybe I'll practice that a little bit more in future. And then just figure of 8 on its side, this whoosh sort of infinity sign, just to release the lower back, but keeping those knees bent. My knees aren't straight by any means, they're bent. And then from there, engage in the glutes, engage the abdomen, and then using those muscles to come up in a flat back position. And if there's any dizziness, then tucking the chin in slightly. Bringing the feet together here, and then raising the arms up, and then palms facing towards each other. So they can either come down slightly, but you remain stood up, but so palms facing towards each other, or they could be like this, depending on how loose or tight the shoulders are. And then if the palms are together, then you could have the hands in this kind of position. Steal that from hot yoga. And then just swaying from side to side. So shoulders are releasing down. But really, I really love this feeling in the waist. So keeping both sides of the waist lengthened, but in particular, when you come over to one side, that sort of side there really feels good. If it feels good, do it, man, or woman, or thing. And then from there, pressing the hips forward, pressing the chest forwards and upwards. And then release the arms down. And coming into this forward bend. So finding this, first of all, we're going to pressing the heels and the hips back. At the same time, we're going to lengthen the spine, so between the tailbone and the crown of the head is length as well. Abdomen is engaged, the chest is lifted slightly. And then from there, keeping the hips moving back, but just allowing the weight to come forward slightly towards the front of the feet, but keeping the heels down. And then maybe you can legs straight, still supported, don't be hanging in midair in any of these forward bends. Still supported. A little bit further down. So whatever suits your body, if there is fine, stay there. If you want to explore, come down a bit more. If that's too much, come back up again. And then from there, let's just come down into a squat position if you can. Feet are together here, heels are lifted, that's absolutely fine. And then back into this forward bend. And then back into this kind of loose squat. it's quite compact, but we're not got the heels down, we're just interested in this movement in the knees in particular. So if it's too much, you can always come down this far. Forward bend. And then from here, we're going to come into this, going to be in this forward bend. I'm going to bend the knees and see if you can come down onto the knees. So just mind how you go with this one. It might not be for you. You might just want to stay here and then just kind of come back and then come down again. So we're going to come down onto the knees, flatten the feet, sit and lean back slightly. And then I'm going to tuck the toes under and we're going to come into our forward bend. That was it. I'm going to do that once, so that's it. Bend in the knees, engage the glutes, and then lift up. And release down again. Separating the feet out. So as wide as they'll go here, as wide as they'll go, and the feet are at this 10 to 2 position. Breathe. And again, I've got a restricted movement in one of my shoulders at the moment. It is improving though. Thanks for asking. Breathe in, lift the chest, raise either one arm or both arms, and then bringing the left hand down onto your right ankle. Bend the knee, coming all the way up, and then go into the other side. Bend the knee, coming up. So I can move like this, I can move my arms forward, but not sideways at the moment. And then down. So just keep moving from side to side. I was going to say, bless my ailments, don't let me bore you. Do apologise. And then going the other way. Nothing worse when people go on about their ailments, is it? But my shoulder is very sore. And then next time your right hand has been onto your left ankle or left leg, wherever, then make that your last one. And coming up and release down. So feet parallel now. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just bring the feet together a little bit, shake out the legs. Let's not hold it there for too long. Just release the hips a couple of times. And a couple of times the other way. And then let's move this along. So yeah, feet as wide as they'll go. And we're going to breathe in, lift chest, hands on the hips, and then engaging the glutes and the abdomen as you come down. And then just allowing the fingertips to drop onto the ground. And keeping the left hand down at first, open the right arm up to open the chest to the right, and release the right arm down, fingertips onto the ground, and then open the chest to the left. And if there's any issues with the shoulder, then you can just place the sort of back of the hand on the sacrum. Or you can raise that arm up so it's your body. And then next time the left arm has been raised, and release. Soften the knees, bringing the hands onto the hips, engage the buttocks, engage the abdomen. So we're going to lift using those muscles. So no strain in the back. And then from there, we're going to come down onto the floor. I'm just going to adjust. And this, actually, I was reminded of this posture. This is a wide-legged seated position, and I actually never do it. And I was just reminded of this week. So because I don't really do this, I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not very good at it. So I thought I'd do it today. So sort of range of flexibility in the hips isn't as great as in other parts of the body. So this is something I'm going to practice. Maybe physically, maybe there's something in my hips which prevent this happening. Maybe it is skeletal, maybe it's muscular, connective tissue. But anyway, here we go. This is what it is. So this is about as far as I can go. And and even that, it sort of makes the outer bit of my hip. So if you do get anything going on, then just come out of it. Let's just relax and release down. And so I find this particularly difficult to do, actually. Now, some people can be having their chest to the floor, having their legs really wide. This is a little bit of a journey for me. Maybe not kind of grabbing hold of the toes, but maybe we could use the toes, outer edges of the feet to stabilize this, to help the letting go. So breathe in and really see if you can have this flat back sort of position, lifting the chest, breathing in and release, breathing in. And over time, I can feel where this needs a bit of work, a bit of attention. So no force, no pain, no pain. That's my motto. So hold it there for a few breaths, and then I'm just going to twizzle yourself around a little bit. Okay, and just going to breathe in, and I'm going to come on to, and again, I've got something going on in my hips, so I'm just letting that release. So breathing in, and then just releasing down to one side. So releasing down to the to the right side, I'm a mirror image of you. I'm not a mirror image of you. I'm the opposite image. And so again, I find that if I do this, as I have been doing in the evenings, I can go down a little bit further than I can do right now. So it's just something that it's an area to work on. Work with a lowercase w. Effort with a lowercase e. E for effort, W for work. That used to be my school report. And the longer you hold this, you can feel the release there. The shoulder isn't allowing this at the moment, so I've got my sort of back of the hand on the sacrum here. Chest is opened. You can adjust the position of that hand, and then breathing in. And let's go to the other side. So keeping those legs wide as they'll go, not as wide as you want them to go, as wide as they'll go. It's quite strong in the waist as well. So it just goes to show it's too easy to do what you're good at and avoid what you're not so good at, but a bit of practice. Breathing as well. Just notice if the breath is nice and smooth, or whether it's staggered, or the body shakes. Always come back. So just something to be aware of. A couple more breaths here. And then just ease out of that. And let's just come down. We're going to come into Shavasana now, but let's just find a little bit of a release from that. It's quite a strong posture. And just knees into the chest, massaging the lower back into the water, into the floor. I say into the wall, then that would have been pretty good to do. And then really nice opening to the entire length of the body. Stretching off right side, left side. And actually, I did say Shavasana. You can actually come into Shavasana here if you wanted to, the final relaxation. Or if you wanted to, you could come into a short seated meditation, moving ahead of yourself. So it's entirely up to you. If you're going to be in Shavasana, then having the feet hip width apart and the palms facing upwards. If you're going to be seated, then you can either find a chair or a meditation stool, a block, whatever you've got to hand. And let's just sit for a few minutes. So the beauty really of the asana practice is to, and the qigong, or a kind of qigong that we've done today, to Get the energy flowing, bit of heat in the body, flexibility, a little bit of strength, that connection with the breath. And we start by feeling the earth beneath the body, a connection with the ground. Taking a few breaths as you're connecting with the earth. And then bring the awareness up into the head. So softening the outer part of the head, the crown of the head, forehead, the face, around the back of the head. Maybe jiggle the jaw from side to side to release a little bit there as well. And then resting the awareness in the center of the head. Breathing in, breathing out. That point behind the eyebrow sensor, sort of in line with the eyebrow sensor, but in the center of the head. Breathing in and breathing out. Every exhale, just releasing. Every inhale, awakening. And bringing the awareness now to the base of the spine. Being aware of the base of the spine as you breathe in and breathe out. And if you are seated, and you can either stay seated or you could come down into Shavasana. And bring the awareness into the chest, into the heart space. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back to that breath and the heart space. Just doing a quick scan through the body and the mind. Notice if there's any tension anywhere, physical or mental. Just gently breathe into those spaces or that space. So as you breathe in, wake up. As you exhale, it's letting go, releasing. And then just preparing now to bring this practice to a close. Starting to deepen the breath. The wriggle of fingers and wriggle of toes. Circling the wrists and the ankles. And then reaching above the head. Stretching out the arms above the head. Yawning out the muscles of the face. If you've been seated, and maybe you want to do a little twist, so placing the left hand on the right knee, twisting to the right, right hand onto the left knee, twisting to the left. If you've been seated, you may also want to just fold forward. This helps to release the low back. And then you've been lying down, then rolling onto the right hand side and coming up into a simple cross-legged position when you're ready. And I'm just going to finish this practice by chanting Om Shanti. So I'm going to chant it twice. If you wanted to join in, you're quite welcome. I'm just going to bring so Shanti is peace. So this is Om, peace, peace, peace. So I'm going to take a breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. And then lowering the chin to the chest. Just release the hands down. Open the eyes. And lift the gaze. So thanks for all joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the session. A bit of Qigong and yoga in the loosest sense, hopefully. No pun intended. Namaste.